The Baltimore Ravens just signed Dalvin Cook, and Lamar Jackson is sitting out against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media. Trying to get back into making more videos. I do apologize. I am going to be out of town this weekend, though. But next week, on Wednesday, I'm going to be returning with daily videos. I know I've said that a couple of times, but it's happening. It is going to happen, especially for the offseason. I'm very excited for scouting and everything like that. And for the playoffs, we're going to have that fun atmosphere. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I do want to get this video out because I am going to be out of town. And I don't know exactly what equipment I'm going to have. So, hopefully we'll be able to get a stream together. If not, Twitter, I'll be tweeting throughout the game and things like that. But again, it's not the most important game. So, if it was a must win, we're going to hopefully get a stream going. But let's talk about this Dalvin Cook. I apologize for the long introduction. It's been a while since I've done a solo video. Again, solo videos will be returning next Wednesday. Trying to do one every day, or at least Monday through Friday. That should be happening. But let's talk about Dalvin Cook first, because a lot of people are saying like, oh man, this guy's washed, or this guy might affect team culture. Other people are saying like, oh, we got an absolute superstar. Like, this is a multi-time Pro Bowler. In the 2 seasons prior to this one, he was a 1,000-yard rusher. He's had some injuries throughout his career, but when he's on the field, he's been really good. Want to know my thoughts? Nice. It's not really a needle mover. However, it's not I don't think there's a negative that could come out of it. What is the best possible outcome? Dalvin Cook becomes the primary running back that he was when he was playing with the Minnesota Vikings, and is able to be an elite running Pro Bowl level player. What's the negative? Or the downside? What's the worst possible outcome? Well, Justice Hill and Gus Edwards are our primary running backs, and Dalvin Cook doesn't make the 53-man roster. So there's no change. It's not a situation where we're signing him to the practice squad, signing him to a 2-year deal in midseason. It's like, no, we're seeing what he's about. And maybe he beats out Melvin Gordon. Maybe he doesn't. But that's like, this is the end of the year. There's not going to be other free agents that we're going to be able to just sign randomly. This is it. So I'm pretty happy with the signing. I do like Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook knows Lamar Jackson, grew up playing against Lamar Jackson, and has been in that area of Pompano or southern Florida. I don't know exactly where Dalvin's from, but I know he's from that area. And that's going to, another player from that spot, right? Tyler Huntley, who's going to be starting this Sunday, so we can get into that transition really quickly. Sorry. Ravens play Saturday, which is going to be tomorrow. But overall, I like this signing. Let me know in the comment section down below your guys' thoughts on the signing. But I'm like, how is this a loss? Like, this is nice. Good job. Like, this can only help. It's not like the NBA where you sign a veteran guy and all of a sudden he's taking away minutes from a younger player you're trying to develop. Instead, it's like, well, if he gets snaps, that means he's probably better than somebody, so it's an improvement. If he doesn't get snaps, who cares? The Ravens aren't spending multiple years of cap on him, and there's nobody else they're going to be able to sign. So I think it's a really good spot. In terms of Lamar Jackson sitting, I see a lot of people talking about this as why are we treating this like we did in 2019? Harbaugh, you said you were going to be doing this differently. I'm happy with it. I don't want to see Lamar Jackson get injured. I don't want to see any player get injured. And resting your players, especially when the team is as banged up as it is, after a gruesome 4-game stretch, right? Remember, guys, we had a bye week, and then it was the Los Angeles Rams, one of the hottest teams in the NFL. I think they've only lost 1 game in the last 6 or 7 weeks, and that was the Ravens game. But they are a playoff team currently, and they've already locked it in. They're benching all of their starters against the 49ers, who, guess what, are also benching all of their starters. Then you play the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team at the time, very clear playoff team. Trevor Lawrence was playing prime time, huge energy, big atmosphere, able to get a big win there. Then you go to Santa Clara and you play against San Francisco 49ers. Huge game, physical football game. Guys go down with injuries. Nothing like major, but little ticky-tack injuries and things like that. Then you have to come back home and you play against the Miami Dolphins. Massive game, physical, hard fought. A couple of guys, again, went down with injuries. Let them rest. Like these are our NBA or NFL veterans. Like we're not out here resting, guys that it's like they need the snaps, right? Like if David Ojabo was healthy, he wouldn't be resting, right? He needs those snaps and things like that. Like we're resting guys like Marlon Humphrey or Odell, Lamar Jackson, guys where it's like, dude, let them get right. 3 weeks of no contact football, right? Because if you think about it, Sunday to Sunday, that's 17 to 18. They're not playing then. 18 to the wild card week. They don't play then. Wild card week until divisional week. They don't play till the end of that. They essentially get 3 weeks of no physical hard-fought football. That's going to let their bodies recover, and that's going to let them be prepared and have fresh legs when we play against whoever we play in that divisional round. And I know people are wondering, what about that 2019 team? Why are we resting Lamar? Here's my question to you guys. Was Lamar Jackson the problem in the 2019 playoff loss to the Tennessee Titans? I don't know why I almost said Vikings. To the Tennessee Titans. Was he the problem? No. Lamar Jackson had 500 all-purpose yards, which is probably in the top 5 or at least 10 in all-time playoff performances in total yards. There were 7 or 8 drops in that football game. That was not Lamar Jackson's fault. So resting him and being like, oh man, that's what happened last time and we got blown. Dude, it wasn't his fault. You want to know why the Ravens lost that football game? It was coaching. Yes, Derrick Henry played very well, and I don't want to diminish that. But the biggest issue was Mark Ingram goes down with an injury, and Greg Roman refused to rush the football immediately after that happened. The Ravens were rushing the ball at over 5 yards a carry, and the offense was moving the ball well, and then they stopped. And then it became Lamar Jackson is throwing the entire rest of the game, and we're not going to run the football. That's what kind of killed it. Greg Roman. The Ravens were also very cocky. I'm not trying to say like, oh, there wasn't any players at fault. Like the players were dropping passes. I think the Ravens, just kind of, they thought it was, they kind of looked past it. That's not happening this year. There are 9 players on the Ravens roster that was on that 2019 team, and most of them weren't even playing on that 2019 team. Right? It was Lamar Jackson. I think it's Ronnie, Marlon Humphrey, Gus Edwards. But, like, most of them, it's like Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker's Justin Tucker. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care. He can not practice if he doesn't want to. If he says, give me a back rub, I'm massaging the shoulders. I don't care. Like, whatever he needs, the Ravens, myself, anyone is doing for him. He can do whatever he wants. And then it's like Justice Hill, who was a rookie at that time. It's not something that I'm looking at like, oh, we just have to have these guys. If you've ever watched the New Heights podcast or listened to the New Heights podcast, which I strongly recommend, this is the Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce podcast. They talked about that first round bye 3 weeks ago, I want to say. And they talked about it, and both of them were like, that bye is crucial. And they don't talk about it like home field advantage. They talk about it like, dude, I got to get right. Football's a physical game. How many players do the Ravens have that are banged up right now? If you guys look at the Ravens inactive list for practice report, it's like 13 players. It's like Odell, Zay Flowers. And even though it's like injuries where like they would be able to play, it's still injuries like Kyle Hamilton as well. Another huge name for that. It's like they're not 100% when they're playing. Let them get right. Let the bodies get right. Watch some film. Don't risk injuries. We're playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a must-win game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do not risk anything. I don't want TJ Watt getting a sack on Lamar Jackson. I don't think TJ Watt is necessarily a dirty player. He's a physical player. Why take the risk? There's no gain. The only gain is it keeps Lamar playing. I don't really necessarily see it. I'd rather see him rest up, let Tyler Huntley play, and get ready for January football, potentially February football. So I'm totally fine with that. I'm really happy with the Dalvin Cook signing. But let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? Do you think we see Malik Cunningham at all? I would love to see him in that game. But thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe for more Ravens content, soon to be daily again. I want to apologize, especially to people. I do want to thank somebody. I'm actually going to pull it up on Twitter because somebody asked me today, and they're like, hey, when's the next vid coming? And I saw that, and I was like, you know what? Like, it's like I'm making a video. So shout out to Alex on Twitter because he hit me up, and I was like, I'm slacking. I got to get back to this. I got to get back to talking Ravens football because this is what I love to do. So we're getting back to it. We're sticking with it. Thank you all so much, and I'll see all of you again next time.